This is the world's largest conspiracy theory iceberg, and in this TikTok, we're gonna go through each and every single one. Now, I must warn you, these in no way reflect my personal opinion, and I highly recommend you do your own research. They're just theories. Starting off our second line, we got sacred geometry at number 12. Now, sacred geometry is a really cool blend of religion and geometry that explains basically everything about life. It starts off with a singular point. That point then gains consciousness, which is the circle, and expands, which is the second circle. Eventually, through this expansion, we get beautiful geometric pattern. But don't be too easily distracted by those shapes. They actually fundamentally add up to things that we see in nature. And this is where sacred geometry really gets cool, because the more you expand on it, the more it starts to become a clear blueprint of life and the molecular structures that we see every single day. What's even crazier is that this was information that was being passed down through ancient civilizations, and somewhere along the way, we just got cut off of the information. But as you can see here, there are amazing things that I cannot get into. It's way too deep. But if you want to find out what these things are and what they mean, I highly suggest you do your own research on this. If you would like to do so, here's an amazing YouTube channel that breaks it down in an educational and compelling way that keeps you entertained. But for now, guys, I gotta move on. We have a long way to go. Theories. Moving on to 13, we got creationism. Creationism is a belief that sets out to answer the questions, why are we here and where do we come from? And what's stated in creationism is that the world, the universe, was all created by a supernatural being. Obviously, there's a lot of religious aspects to this. The belief of God and that he created the universe. And the belief that everything that happens is a work of divine order. Of course, over the years, through the evolution of technologies and scientific discoveries, we've had a lot of counter theories to this. And one question that people always end up asking is, if God made the universe, who made God? If you could tell me that, then who made the person that made God? And you see how it becomes like a domino effect? Guys, I can't tell you how we got here, but I'll tell you one thing, we are here. We still got a long way to go. Let's get it. On to number 14, we got the Mandela effect. Named after this man, Nelson Mandela, who became the president of South Africa between 1994 and 1999. The only problem being that thousands of people vividly remember that Nelson Mandela had died somewhere around the 80s. It's almost as though people had come from a different timeline with a set of different memories. Spark Next on the internet drove people mad for a very long time and still does today. People started finding multiple examples of different things in our universe that just weren't the same as they used to be or how we remember them. And I'm not going to tell you guys the right answer because I want you guys to comment what you think is right. But I vividly remember the Flintstones, not the Flintstones. This eventually became a theory of multiple universes and universes colliding. And maybe if we were in a different universe, we could keep talking about it, but we gotta move on. Today we're here to talk about Balenciaga's recent ad campaign. And they've been getting major backlash because there's been a lot of crazy symbolism that people have been seeing. Now I gotta warn you, this gets deep. We'll circle back to these images in a moment, but let's talk about the ones that are really getting them in trouble. Now we're gonna cut out the faces for obvious reasons, but in this one, as you can see, it's a small person, most likely a child, holding onto this bear. But if you look closely, you see it's a bear that's in bondage. You know, something that's usually associated with adults doing lewd things. What's crazy is that it's all throughout the ad campaign. We have bears in a bunch of different leather outfits with black or blue eyes. It's ridiculous. All being held or within the realm of children. I want to talk about this one in particular. You see, this one is loaded with a bunch of different symbolism that relates to a lot of crazy, symbolic, demonic things that I don't want to get into for obvious reasons. And what's crazy is someone actually took the time to place them like where they are in the picture, make sure that you can see them in frame. But what is it that they're trying to show us, or to who? And trust me guys, this gets deep. Going back to this right here, at first, it's just a picture of a purse on top of some documents, right? Yeah, except when you look at this document right here, which relates to a disgusting court case that involves a man, his daughter, and let's not even go further than that. Or this one, which just looks like a normal girl with her feet up, except when you realize that this book right here, which was made by a disgusting human being who makes some questionable artwork to say the least. Don't even get me started on this person who has put out ridiculous work in the past. But if you want to find out more, because trust me, there's so much more, then go ahead onto Parasite TV and check out this video. It's where I got most of my information and the pictures for this video. But it's just really crazy what they're throwing in our faces nowadays. And it's really about time that we start to do something about it. And the first way we can is to educate ourselves. I'll see you guys in the next video. Moving on to number 15, we have the singularity. Maybe this has to do with black holes, but I think it more has to do with this. And to break down what this is, we have to kind of get into some details. First off, let's talk about Ray Kurzweil. He wrote a book about this, and he basically said that technology is advancing at an exponential rate. And the belief is at some point with this exponential growth, technology will surpass even humans. And at some point, those technologies would be able to understand things that we weren't able to understand. But this is where things get crazy. People believe at some point technology will be so advanced, we will be able to integrate our consciousness to it. So now imagine the infinite potential of a human integrated with the infinite knowledge of technology. With technological advancements like AI and the Neuralink, it's kind of hard to deny that that's the future we might see. Let's hope I finish this before then. And at 16, we have MH370. MH370 is an interesting case of a Boeing 777 on its way from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing that had gone missing. Nobody knew what had happened to this plane or the 227 passengers and 12 crew members. But what intrigued people was the bizarre flight pattern that it took after losing communications with the Malaysian airspace. But it sparked a huge conspiracy. Some people believed it was hijacked. Some people believed that there was some kind of political reason behind it all. Others had logical explanations. One being that in the flight there was a bunch of lithium batteries. When lithium ignites, it could cause a noxious gas that knocks people out. But what still hasn't been found is the actual plane itself or any of the passengers, although a lot of debris has been found around the world. We still got a long way to go. Coming up next, we got hypnosis, self-help. And hypnosis basically follows the same guidelines, almost just like meditation. Except with hypnosis, it more primarily relies on visualization and positive affirmations. Basically, through breath control, steady gaze, visualization, and positive affirmations, people can achieve amazing things and links from their conscious and subconscious mind. A lot of people use self-hypnosis to achieve things like better sleep, work on their anger, stop smoking if you have a nicotine or drug problem. It can help with your confidence if you feel a little bit low. Has been proven to help with anxiety as well. And in some cases, some people have experienced past life regressions through self-hypnosis. If you want to get into that, I'm sure it's somewhere on this list. All it really comes down to is the power of the mind. And with that, we're going to get to the rest of this. Let's go. Number 18, swinging, we got UFO. Now, UFO is probably one of the most well-known and heavily debated conspiracy theories of all time. What it stands for is unidentified flying object and describes basically just that, anything in the sky that we can't explain. The thing about UFOs is they're most commonly linked to aliens. What's interesting is that first, when UFO theories came out, a lot of people swept it under the rug as a conspiracy theory. Nobody believed there was something out there in the skies flying and moving at those rates that defied the laws of our physics that we couldn't explain. It wasn't until recently that there was actual military statements saying that the UFO sightings of recent have been real, that there is something in the sky and that we don't know what it is. If this is something that interests you, I highly recommend you look into this man. His name is Bob Lazar, and he's very interesting. Fortunately, we're not going up this iceberg, we're going down. Let's get deeper. Moving on to number 19, we got succubi. So the story of succubi have been around for a long time, and it's basically a demon that comes to you in your dreams in the form of a woman to suck away your life force. It was believed that a succubi would make a man fall in love with her in his dreams. In some cases, have intercourse with that person, stealing their other energies. And if left interrupted, could basically hold you prisoner in your dreams until you stepped away your life. And the internet being the internet has come up with a bunch of theories saying that succubi are real and that some celebrities resemble succubi. Even that succubi explains certain biological responses that may happen to men while we sleep. Well, I don't know, that sounds a little too far-fetched for me, guys. What do you think? Let's get back to this. Moving on to number 20, we got orbs. So orbs basically delve into the category of spirit photography. You see, it's believed that spirits have their own electromagnetic field or give off their own electric energy, and that has the ability to disrupt something in a camera or video camera that basically creates what is known as an orb. And usually come with their own compelling stories. Most people can always write it off as like dust, water, or bugs that are kind of getting caught in the camera lens. But I guess that's why they consider it a conspiracy. What do you guys think? Anyways, let's get back to this.